Long ago, two dragons who loved each other very much were caught in a very heavy rain. The only thing dragons didn't like was this rainy weather. Because when their wings got wet, lightning would strike them, their flakes would be damaged, and they would never be able to spit fire. There was such a strong storm that day that the purple dragon was thrown far away from his lover, the yellow dragon. Although the yellow dragon wanted to search for her lover, she remained where she was because her wings were wet, and she was very sad. And the purple dragon drifted into a cave at the top of a high mountain.
Huh? What is this place? Where am I?
A very loud noise was heard from inside the cave. That voice belonged to evil Bao, who was half wolf and half lion.
I am Lord of the Storm and Lightning, Bao! And you are a fire-breathing dragon!
The purple dragon was so frightened that as soon as he wanted to fly away, Bao flashed lightning in the sky.
I'm not leaving until you tell me how you spit fire. You will tell all the secrets of fire breathing.
No, I can never do that.
Then I will make it rain forever and imprison you here.
The purple dragon was trapped in Bao's cave. At that time, the yellow dragon was looking everywhere for her lover, the purple dragon. She looked for him in the bear's nest, in the elephant's garden, and even in a rabbit hole, but could not find him anywhere. Seeing the yellow dragon crying, a horse approached her.
Why are you so sad, dragon? What happened?
My love, the purple dragon has disappeared. It's going to rain again soon, and I won't be able to look for him because my flakes will be damaged.
Did you ask the forest ranger monkey? Maybe he knows. Ooh.
Thank you. I'll go and ask right away.
Wait! Take this red fabric and cover yourself. It will protect you from the rain for a while.
The yellow dragon took the red fabric and moved through the forest. At that time, it started to rain again. The yellow dragon finally arrived at the forest ranger. She asked if he had seen the purple dragon.
Yes, I saw him floating in the sky. Look, this is a flake he dropped. He was drifting towards those pine trees.
The yellow dragon flew quickly to the place where the pine trees were when the rain had stopped a little. She looked around but found no sign of her lover. At that moment, a rabbit appeared before her.
Hello, Rabbit. Have you seen a purple dragon around here?
Yes, I saw. He was drifting towards that swamp.
As the yellow dragon was going towards the swamp, the sky was again covered with black clouds.
If you want to know why it rains all the time, find the ox.
The yellow dragon flew quickly to the edge of the swamp. There she saw an ox waiting under a willow tree to shelter from the rain.
I'm looking for the purple dragon. I wonder if you've seen him around here, Ox.
Oh no, not around here. I saw him swaying over that steep mountain. But you have to be careful. Bao lives on that hillside.
Bao?
Yes, he is the Lord of Rain and Lightning. He is very arrogant and unloving. He is also a mean-hearted person who wants to have everything.
Now I understand. That's why the rain never stops. Bao must have caught the purple dragon.
You can stop Bao with your fire. If you want to be able to breathe fire when it's raining, go to the tiger and get help from him.
The yellow dragon quickly went to the tiger before it started to rain.
Yes, a little further you will see a snake. He will give you a crimson magic pepper. Eat it in one move.
The yellow dragon went to the snake as the tiger said. Just then, dark clouds appeared in the sky again.
Hurry, Snake. give me that magic pepper. It's going to rain now.
The snake plunged his head into the bottom of the soil and pulled out a magical red pepper. The moment the yellow dragon ate the pepper in one move, it started to rain and storm again. But this time, the yellow dragon was neither cold nor flaking. With great courage, she spread her wings and began to fly towards the steep mountain.
Come on, tell me how you spew fire, or I'll not untie the boulder tied to your feet, and you'll never be able to fly again.
No! Fire is peculiar to us, to dragons. You can never learn it.
Just as Bao was walking towards the purple dragon, a ball of fire appeared behind him.
What? How does that happen? Fire can't burn in the rain?
Out of the giant fireball, the yellow dragon showed up.
Free my lover, Bao! Now!
No! I won't let him go if he doesn't tell me the secrets of fire!
The yellow dragon first stopped the rain by spewing fire into the dark clouds in the sky. Then she melted the rock that the purple dragon was tied to. Thus, the purple dragon was freed. Bao was stunned by the power he saw.
How can you be stronger than me?
This is the power of love, not fire or storms, Bao.
Yes, you don't need fire to be strong. You are not a dragon.
I'm not, but I can have anything, everything.
No, you can't have love, Bao. You only feel love in your heart.
The yellow and purple dragon were very happy to finally be reunited with each other. Bao had never felt so weak before. However, thanks to two dragons, he accepted the existence of love in his heart and joined the chirpy life in the forest. After that day, dragons were able to fly freely in the rainy weather and even left a trace of love in the sky forever by spewing fire.
Once upon a time, there was a father wolf who went out into the woods to hunt for his family. When in the woods, he suddenly heard a sound. Looking around, he noticed a tiny baby in between the bushes. "This is a human baby," said the wolf with a big surprise. He took the baby home out of harm's way. Watching from a distance, Shere Khan the tiger got very upset because he was the one who stole the baby from the humans. Mother Wolf and her cubs love this little baby very much. "We will call him Mowgli from now on," said Mother Wolf. From that day on, Mowgli started to live with his wolf siblings in the woods. Mother Wolf took very good care of him, like he was one of her own. In a short time, Mowgli became friends with all the animals. He played games and hung around the trees with them. At the same time, he got to know the jungle. During all that time, Shere Khan, the tiger, kept watching Mowgli from a distance and waited for an opportunity to grab and kidnap him. One day, the wise wolf Akela, Baloo the bear, and Bagheera the panther came together and started to talk about Mowgli.
Human babies are very smart. Let's bring him up like a jungle boy. Baloo and Bagheera, you will protect him and teach the rules of the jungle,
said Akela. Years went by fast. Baloo the bear was very attentive with his new student. He taught him how to look for nuts and honey, climbing the trees. Mowgli listened to Baloo's teaching with all ears. Every day he climbed a higher tree and started to feed himself. Baloo also taught him how to understand the sounds of the jungle. He was proud of his student. Mowgli was running very fast and swimming very good. And Bagheera taught him how to identify the traps humans set up for the animals and how to avoid them. One day, a cub wolf ran into one of these traps. Shere Khan the tiger wanted to hunt this cub wolf and make him his lunch. But acting before the tiger, Mowgli saved the cub from the trap. Shere Khan the tiger lost once again. Baloo also taught Mowgli the magic words he can use when there is danger in the jungle. In a very short time, Mowgli learnt these words by heart. Mowgli would not be harmed by any animal in the jungle. Realizing that he was not going to be able to catch Mowgli alone, Shere Khan went next to Banderlogs, the most dangerous animals in the jungle. He told them about Mowgli.
If Mowgli teaches us everything he knows, we'll become the wisest animals in the jungle.
One day, when Mowgli was making a shelter to protect himself from the storm, the Banderlogs were watching from where they were hiding. They decided to kidnap him when the opportunity came. At sunset, Mowgli was kidnapped by 2 monkeys and brought into the hills where the jungle was at its thickest. The little boy found himself in the middle of the Banderlogs. When Mowgli realized that he was kidnapped by the monkeys, he started to think. He had to reach Baloo and Bagheera and let them know. Suddenly, he noticed Chill the vulture flying up above in the sky. He remembered the magic words Baloo taught him. We are the same blood, you and I. Hearing these words, Chill the vulture immediately realized that Mowgli wasn't a stranger and that he was in trouble.
I'm little Mowgli! Could you let Baloo and Bagheera know that I'm kidnapped?
Of course I will, Mowgli, answered Chill the vulture, and flew off to deliver the message to Mowgli's friends. Banderlogs brought Mowgli to their cold cave, the Monkey Town. This place was a place in the deep jungle that humans abandoned years ago. Even though Mowgli attempted to run away, the Banderlogs outnumbered and caught him. Finding out about Mowgli's kidnapping, Baloo and Bagheera asked Kaa, the giant snake, for help to save Mowgli. They all came to the Monkey Town and hid behind a giant statue. From their hideout, they could see Mowgli and hundreds of monkeys around him. They started to wait for the perfect moment to take Mowgli out of there. At the right moment, Kaa said, "Now is the time, let's go." Bagheera silently moved to catch the monkeys. Then he started to punch the monkeys surrounding Mowgli with his powerful claws. Banderlogs ran around screaming with fear, and one of them called the others for help. Suddenly, Bagheera was surrounded with lots of monkeys. Some other monkeys grabbed Mowgli and put him in a room with closed walls. Mowgli could hear Bagheera fighting with the monkeys. He remembered the water storage under the ruins of the city, and he knew that the monkeys were afraid of water.
Bagheera, run and jump in the water!
Bagheera ran and jumped straight into the water. Baloo was also attacked by the monkeys. They started to fight, and Baloo was hitting the Banderlogs with his front claws to protect himself. He was trying his best, but there were too many of the Banderlogs, and it was impossible for Baloo to fight them by himself. And Bagheera was helplessly watching him from the water, feeling very bad that he could not help his friend. When Baloo was struggling with the monkeys, suddenly Kaa came out. When Kaa started to hit all the monkeys with his giant tail, the monkeys ran away with fear. The monkeys were always afraid of Kaa. None of them could face him in a fight. So when they started to run away in the depths of the jungle, Baloo was finally free. But when Kaa opened his mouth and blew, all the monkeys stood still. Their voices suddenly went away and it suddenly became all quiet. Taking this opportunity, Bagheera jumped out of the water. Mowgli yelled from the tower he was trapped in.
I am here! Trapped in the tower!
Kaa swung his mighty tail and managed to break the walls of the tower. Freed from the walls, Mowgli threw himself out. Baloo hugged him with love.
You okay, Mowgli?
Yes, I am, but I'm very hungry and tired. You all have risked your lives to save me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Mowgli was also very happy to see Kaa on his side.
I owe you my life, Kaa. Thank you.
Mowgli, Baloo and Bagheera said goodbye to Kaa and head to their homes. Shere Khan, the tiger, realized that he could never harm someone who had such powerful friendships and moved back into the depths of the jungle, never to return. A long time passed and Mowgli grew up to become a young man. One day he went close to the village where humans lived. He met a woman who immediately recognized him. She realized that he was the son which was kidnapped by a tiger many years ago. She put the little boy next to her in Mowgli's arms. Mowgli was very surprised because this little boy was looking very much like Mowgli's own childhood. But then he also realized that this little boy was his brother and the lady was his mother. Baloo, Bagheera and Kaa were all watching them.
From now on, you'll be next to your family, Mowgli.
Whenever you need us, you know the magic words.
You are our brother. Don't forget how much we love you. Goodbye, dear Mowgli.
His friends said their farewells to Mowgli. Mowgli lived happily ever after with his family, but never did he forget the ones who raised him, his family in the jungle.
While the mouse, one of the smallest members of the forest, was having a pleasant breakfast, his door started to be knocked as if it would break. When the mouse excitedly opened the door, he saw a sad gazelle in front of him. "Oh, Mouse, you must help me! Something very bad has happened!"
What's wrong, Gazelle?
The lion! The mouse began to tremble as soon as he heard the lion's name, because he was very afraid of him.
Since I am the king of the whole jungle, this is my home too,
He said and took my home away from me, and I am homeless now. Everyone I asked for help to get my house back got scared and ran away.
Because he's a lion. We're all afraid of him.
But you are not like others, Mouse Brother. You are braver and smarter. Please help me. After some thought, the little mouse agreed to help his friend. They set out together. The lion was indeed in a deep sleep in the gazelle's garden. The little mouse wanted to nudge the lion with his giant paw to wake him up. But when the lion moved, he immediately backed away in fear. This time, even though he tried to wake him up by shaking his mane, the lion was snoring so much that the mouse was covering his ears and stayed where he was because of fear. While the little mouse was looking around for a long, thin stick to wake the lion, his tail touched the lion's whisker. The snarling lion suddenly awoke.
Achoo!
The lion, angry that he woke up from his pleasant sleep, came face to face with the mouse. He got up from where he was lying in anger.
Why did you wake me up? Or did you bring me food? Huh? Tell me!
Food? No, sir.
How dare you enter my garden?
Gazelle, sir.
What happened?
She's fled to the mountain.
Then you should run away too, because now I'm going to devour you!
With a roar of the lion, the little mouse was dragged far away from him. The lion continued his sleep from where he left off. The next day, the mouse mustered up his courage and went back to the gazelle's garden.
Didn't I tell you to stay away from this garden?
Yes, you said, but,
So?
I was going to ask you if you've, seen the house the hyena built for himself?
What's wrong with his house?
It's much bigger and more majestic than yours, and it has a huge garden full of trees and beautiful grasses all around.
Oh, really?
The lion wanted to see that house, which was more flamboyant than the gazelle's house.
Come on, take me to the hyena's glorious house.
Even though the mouse was trembling with fear, he accepted the lion's request. After a while, they finally arrived at the hyena's house. However, there was neither a magnificent big house nor a garden full of trees. The hyena's house was just a small and very ordinary hole.
You liar, mouse! Rah! I'll eat you up! Come here! Rah!
Realizing that he was deceived, the lion ran towards the mouse.
Oops!
The lion was running over the logs while the mouse was running through the logs. Just as the lion was about to grab the mouse's tail, the little mouse quickly climbed the tree.
Please, King of the Jungle, it's not my fault! I just wanted to help Gazelle!
The lion got even more angry and started shaking the tree with his giant paws.
Hurry down, you little mouse! Rah!
While the mouse was about to slip between the lion's paws on the swaying tree, a flock of hedgehogs got entangled in the lion's feet.
Get off!
Although the lion tried to get rid of the hedgehogs, their thorns kept stinging. Taking advantage of this, the mouse jumped from the tree into the middle of the hedgehog herd and escaped. Just when he thought he had eluded the lion, the mouse heard the thunderous footsteps and threw himself into the slime pool with a fury. However, because he was very light, he successfully landed on the ground again. As for the lion, his feet got stuck in the slime the moment he stepped into the slime pool to catch the little mouse.
What's that?
Don't move, sir, or you'll sink further!
I'm not going to take advice from you!
The mouse, who wanted to help the lion, took a piece of branch from the side and held it towards him.
Sir, hold on to this branch! I'll pull you out and save you!
I don't want to! I'll get out of here myself!
However, if the lion saved one of his feet, the other foot went into the mud, and as he struggled, he became covered with mud. And he finally gave up.
Mouse! I'm sinking! Help! Save me! I want to go back home! Please, hurry up!
The mouse collected the largest leaves from the gum tree next to them and laid them one by one on the slime.
Hurry, lion! You can step on the leaves and get out!
Since the gum leaves are sticky at the bottom, they were not buried in the mud. The lion managed to get to the ground by stepping on the leaves, albeit with difficulty.
Oh, Mouse, I would have never survived if you hadn't thought about these leaves. I'm sorry for underestimating you. Tell me, what do you want from me, the king of the jungle, the lion?
The little mouse asked the lion to give the gazelle her home back. The lion immediately accepted this request. Because thanks to this tiny mouse that saved his life, he understood the value of having a home much better. And so the gazelle has returned to her home with a beautiful garden. The lion has fallen asleep in his den, and the little mouse has returned to his delightful breakfast. And everyone was talking about the great success story of this little member of the forest like epics.